So in this video, we're going to talk about communicating family members or identifying the signs for family members. So before I actually dive into specifics for different members of the family, I want to talk about identifying boy versus girl and man versus woman, because that's going to play a big role in the way you sign or make the signs for the different family members. So when you're talking about a boy, the sign for boy comes off the top here, and you do almost like pinch your claw, and you just do it right here, boy. And the way I was told to remember was you think about grabbing the bill of a baseball cap, boy. The sign for girl is you give a thumbs up to the side, bring it to like the top of your ear or the top of your cheekbone, and then run your thumb down to the bottom of your chin, girl. And I was told to remember that by her pigtails. That's where her pigtails would be. So boy's grabbing the baseball cap, girl is the pigtails. For man, you're going to take your thumb and go from your head down to your chest. So man. And for woman, it's the same sign, but you come off your chin, woman. So man and woman. Now the reason that's important, you'll notice that the sign for man starts at the top of the head, and the sign for boy is all at the top of the head. The sign for woman comes off of your chin, and the sign for girl ends at the chin. Everything that is involving, or everything that's referring to a female, be it young or old, is going to happen kind of somewhere down here by your chin, shoulder type area, maybe somewhere in between your chin and shoulder. Everything that's referring to a male is going to happen up by the top of your head. So an example here, we're going to talk about father versus mother. Father, you do the 5 fingers out, just like you started for the sign of man, but don't move on. So you just do the first part, father. Or I've seen it done sideways like this, father. Likewise for mother, you do the 5 fingers and you just come off your chin. Mother. Mother. So father, mother. Grandfather and grandmother are those same signs, but now you're showing almost like the generations. Wow, I couldn't think of that word for a minute. So for grandfather, start with the sign for father, and then come off your head 1 because you're going 1 generation back. So grandfather. Likewise for grandmother, you're going to go grandmother off the chin and then out 1 to show 1 generation back. So for great grandfather, you would do great grandfather and 2 jumps out, or great grandmother. So when you're talking about a mother figure, for every generation you have to go back, you add a second jump. Great grandmother. But the ones that you should only ever have to deal with are father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. Brother and sister are very easy. You start with the thumb at the top of your head, and then you're going to do like finger guns, and you're going to stack them on top of each other like this. So brother is brother. Brother. For sister, same deal. Thumb comes off of your cheek or somewhere around your chin, and then you come down to finger guns. Sister. Sister. So brother and sister. Uncle, you just sign the letter U, and because we're referring to a male, we're going to put it up by the top of our head, and then we're just going to rotate it in a circle like this, uncle. Likewise for aunt, you just sign the letter A, put it down by your chin because we're referring to a female family member, and you rotate it in a circle, aunt. So uncle and aunt. Cousins are interesting because you can specify that you're talking about a female or a male, or you can simply make it neutral cousin. So you're going to sign the letter C, and if you want to specify that you're talking about a male cousin, you're going to hold it at the top of your head and circle cousin. If you're talking about a female cousin, you can choose to have it down by your chin and circle cousin. Now, if you don't really care or you don't want to specify the gender of your cousin, you just hold it somewhere in between the top of your head and your chin, kind of by your ear, cousin. So to review, we talked first about gender. We talked about man and woman. We talked about boy and girl. We talked about father and mother. We learned grandfather and grandmother. We talked about brother and sister. We talked about our uncles and our aunts and our cousins of various different genders or not. So practice your signs with your family members, or as you're talking to your family members, they might think it's kind of cool to learn what the sign for them is, and then you can start talking to your students about who's picking you up today, or mom normally picks you up. Who was the guy that picked you up? Was that dad or whoever? And have a good time with it. So I hope you enjoy that.